Don't make fun of my accent. Vorrei divenire canzone in questo momento chiaro, onde volare liberamente per il mondo affinché il vento effonda l'eco, onde volare con un canto sonoro fin sotto le chiare stelle, cadere sui limpidi flutti, gogheggiare sul mare ondeggiante. Risuonerebbero allora i miei sogni e la mia felicità segreta, più chiari delle stelle chiare, più risonanti del mare risonante. The end. Translation by Paolo Galvani.
Thank you, Vasil. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good. Yeah, please, the next one.
I would like to present the translation of the Hope verse into Spanish.
Great.
Yes. Esperanza. No tengo ternura, ni dicha, ni opción. Mi sola esperanza es una ilusión. Volver a mi Ucrania, mi tierra natal, mirar nuevamente su faz sin igual. Mirar nuevamente el Dnipro muy amado, vivir o morir, pero siempre a su lado. Mirar nuevamente la estepa, las tumbas, pensar en los años de luchas profundas. No tengo ternuras, ni dicha, ni opción. Mi sola esperanza es esta ilusión.
Thank you. Good. Oh, well, good. Yes, it's very, very fascinating. Yeah, and okay, good. The next one. Okay. Any other volunteers? No? Tanya? Tanya, Roday.
Okay. I prepared the name of this, The Last of Flowers. So the red roses uncovered themselves like an ardent windfall. How beautiful they tremble and blaze. The aim for happiness or death will not fall of quainty flowers, and new life will not come for them. No, the frost will beat. It covers all ground and kill their sweetie gem. And the red rose will blacken like the blaked blood. And the most, let them drink their sun. It is simple when they are alive. Before comes frost.
Thank you very much. Okay, good. Then Lisa Balabucha.
I prepared this poem in Ukrainian version.
Good.
Останні квіти. Okay. Ох, розкрились троянди червоні, наче рани палки восени. Так жалібно тремтять і палають, прагнуть щастя чи смерті вони. Не осипляться тихо ті квіти, не настане життя в них нове. Ні, ударить мороз до схід сонця і приб'є поривання живе. І щорніють червоні троянди, наче в ранах запечена кров. Ох, нехай же хоч сонце нап'ється, поки їх ще мороз не здоров. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Shall I name further? Shall I continue, or there will be volunteers? No? Ukrainians. Okay. What about Irina Krysko? Okay. Please, Irina.
Hear me or not?
Yes, now we
Yes?
can hear you.
Okay. So I prepared the citation from one of the works of Lesi Ukrainka. It is also in Ukrainian. О, не журися за тіло. Ясним вогнем засвітилось воно. Чистим, палючим, як добре вино. Вільними іскрами вгору злетіло. Легкий, пухкий попілець ляже, вернувшися в рідну землицю. Вкупі з водою там зростить вербицю. Стане початком тоді мій кінець. Будуть приходити люди, вбогі й багаті, веселі й сумні, радощі й тугу нестимуть мені. Їм промовляти душа моя буде. Я обізвуся до них шелестом тихим вербової гілки, голосом ніжним тонкої сопілки, смутними росами звітів моїх. Я їм тоді проспіваю все, що колись ти для мене співав, ще як на привесні тут вигравав, мрії збираючи в гаю. Грай же, коханий, благаю.
Thank you. Christina Mendik, please.
I can read the Ukrainian version of Contrast Sparo. Nastya read English version. I can do it in Ukrainian.
Okay, please.
Гетьте думи ви хмари осінні, тож тепер весна золота, чи то так у жалю в голосінні проминуть молоді літа. Ні, я хочу крізь сльози сміятись, серед лиха співати пісні, без надії таки сподіватись. Жити хочу, гетьте думи сумні. Я на вбогім сумнім перелозі буду сіять барвисті квітки, буду сіять квітки на морозі, буду лить на них сльози гіркі. І від сліз тих гарячих розтане, та кора льодовая, міцна. Може, квіти зійдуть і настане, ще й для мене весела весна. Я на гору круту кам'яную, буду камінь важкий підіймать, і несучи вагу ту страшную, буду пісню веселу співать. Довгу темну нічку не видно, не стулю ні на хвильку очей, все шукатиму зірку провідну, ясну владарку темних ночей. Так, я буду крізь сльози сміятись, серед лиха співати пісні, без надії таки сподіватись. Буду жити, геть думи сумні.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and maybe I will ask Angelina Kravchenko. Angelina, are you with us? No? Okay, and I would like to do the following. Arnfinn, he suggested his translation of Hope, and he read that in Norwegian. And we also have the translation of this poem into English. If you don't mind, I will read this translation, and the translation was done by Gladys Evans, okay? No freedom have I, my good fortune has flown. Alone hope is left, the one thing that I own. The hope of returning once more to Ukraine, to feast longing eyes on my homeland again, to feast longing eyes on the Dnieper's rich blues, and there live or perish, whatever it ensures. Feast my eyes on the steppe and the grey mounds I love, recall ardent thoughts and the dreams I once vowed. No freedom I have, my good fortune has gone, alone hope is left, the one thing that I own. This is the translation that was done by a well-known translator. But we also asked our students to try their hands at translating. And I have the translation that was suggested by one of our students, the student of the applied applied linguistics department, okay? So please listen and then you will see, okay? I have no fate, no freedom, the only hope is left. The hope to return to my sweetest Ukraine, to look one more time at my dearest Ukraine, to look one more time at the Dnieper's blues, to live there or die, no care is mine, to look one more time at the steppe, at the graves, the last time recall sobbing thoughts. It's a very interesting, right, version, and it's very individual perception of Lesa's. Okay, good. If you were asked this question, Леся Українка is, what would you say, Lena?
I would say that she is one of the greatest Ukrainian writers.
Okay, good, thank you. Nastya Lesuk, what would you say?
I would say that this is Julius Caesar of our literature. Like she was a person who developed in different
directions.
Yes, and I've heard like one joke, not joke, that in our nowadays she could be somehow the person of the century.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Tanya Rudai, what would you say?
I have association like purity, depth of heart and soul.
Okay, thank you. Катя Полякова?
I think she's the greatest thinker in all world.
Okay. Ліза Балабуха?
I think that she is a genius poetess and like an inspiring person in our country.
Okay, thank you. Ira?
Say that she's Ukrainian writer, wrote many masterpieces.
Okay, good. Vasil, please.
Well, I'd say that she was a brilliant writer from Ukraine, known all over the world.
Okay. Christina, please.
Everyone have said that she is from Ukraine, but I can say that she is a part of Ukraine and Ukrainian culture. She is part of history of Ukraine.
Okay, thank you. Alena Kurdavchuk, please. Lena.
Yeah, I think I joined to the words of my mate groups, and I also can say that Lesi Ukrainka, she's like a history of Ukraine, a history person of Ukraine, and a great artist and poet.
Thank you. Okay, Arnfinn, what would you say?
Oh, I am only speechless. It is fantastic to see what kind of impression this enormous popular author and poet has made on the Ukrainian people. I have never heard anything but great words about her, and I will sing the same song.
Thank you. Douglas?
I'd say that Lesi Ukrainka is a world treasure.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other comments? Maybe there are some people whom I didn't ask and they would like to share. No. I mentioned to some students yesterday when we were a seminar on theoretical linguistics that I was pleased to know that in Lebanon, Douglas, am I correct pronouncing this word? Lebanon? Lebanon? I forgot the right stress. The country?
Lebanon.
Lebanon, okay.
Lebanon.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure where the stress is. Oh my gosh. Okay, but my point is that thanks to the support of our ambassador, Igor Ostash, and of course, the work of a well-known translator, his name is Madain Ruen, and recently he translated and they published the book Lesi Ukrainka in Arabic. And this is really very fascinating and interesting. And yeah, I mean, I cannot read. I don't know what is written there in Arabic, but the very fact that she was translated into Arabic and people who know Arabic, they can read her works now is also very fascinating. And it happened in the country where another famous translator, linguist, philosopher, historian, Hatangel Krimsky, who was, by the way, in love with her, but she didn't respond, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. Yeah, and he spent quite a lot of time in Lebanon as well. And both of them, they knew the history of the Arabic world, the Oriental history. And as you know, for example, Lesi Ukrainka even prepared a textbook on the Oriental history for Ukrainians to know more about that part of the world. Well, according to my schedule, we are kind of running out of time, so I will say goodbye to our guests, and we will proceed with my students after I reschedule the meeting. And thank you very much for joining our meeting, for taking part, and for everything you have been doing for us, for our culture, and for Lesi. And I really mean that. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure, I should say, or the pleasure is ours, right? Okay. Okay, have a nice day, and I will see my students in a short while.